please?
My place is my new home and my partner's new home. It is our first joint tenancy, so it's like it's 4 years in the making. It's our nest, and everything's all right, and I feel safe. And we put our music on and just chill out, cook our own food, and just be happy. And I can just relax now. When I'm struggling with my mental health, whether that's for a few days, sometimes weeks, and the voices are too hard to bear and life's just overwhelming, I go to my bedroom, clean sheets on my bed, clean pyjamas, and that's my sanctuary, that's my safe. It's like a den, and I feel safe there, and sometimes I sleep it off, sometimes I just lay there. I love musical theatre. I studied musical theatre in London when I was 18. I've made a habit of, on a Sunday, going in my kitchen, pottering around, listening to that, making the roast dinner, and I sing, sing, sing. And I sing, sing, sing.
Alcoholic is a label. Problem drinker sounds more able. I have now been 13 years clear, the hardest being this year. I started at 14 or so many years ago. With a good job and territorial army, my life was a tsunami. 2 rehabs, a mental institution, a bad marriage and kids. I still didn't put the skids on. I was made homeless 19 years ago, moved to Bexhill, but I still didn't chill. Moved to Warrior Square, and that was certainly my lair. Street drinkers everywhere. I faced my demons in this town and have turned my life around. Had given my life back to society. God reign sobriety.
Tell you a story. They know I used to spend my holidays. I couldn't this year, but I usually go to Ashburnham Place, a religious place for people. You get 3 cooked meals a day and 2 services, one morning and one evening. And I love Wednesdays because they have a sort of a group where you make things like boxes or Christmas cards or something like that. And I always enjoy going there, and there's 2 lakes to walk around if you want to. Or you needn't join in with things, you can just sit and do nothing if you like. And sometimes there's a talk about the gardens, so it used to be, because it was an old house once, like. But that's what so I really missed it this year, not being able to go. When I was a child, we lived over a field, and my father was a cowman who looked after about 30 cows. And then when I got a bit older, we moved out the field because I started school and it was such a long way to walk. And then I lived in that house for 19 years till my father retired and had to go in the council house. And when my mum and dad passed away, I had to come to Hastings to live where I live now in a block of flats on the 14th floor.
When you leave addiction, obviously the addiction itself is what fills yourself up, your soul if you like, but you come out of it and you're left with a big hole and you've got to fill it, otherwise you'll end up back where you were. And I found that music did it, probably 90%. but there was still something else missing. And I finally found out these days that I do need to be more spiritual, not religious, but spiritual in my approach to my recovery. Because it's not about just leave the drugs alone, you'll be fine. No, when you leave the drugs alone, that's when the hard work really starts, because you've got nothing to fall back on. You know, and a lot of people that haven't been through addiction don't get that. You're in recovery, but your head's going. We call it the washing machine. So it just goes round, 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 round. And then it's all, why are you doing this? Because I'm a drug addict. The first step is accepting that you're powerless over your addiction and your life is unmanageable. I've been in quite a dark place. My recovery is for the rest of my life. I've got to fight for this every day. And I can only take one day at a time. One day at a time. Sometimes it's half a day at a time. Sometimes it's half an hour at a time. If you haven't got support, you ain't going to get anywhere. Because you're powerless over your addiction. You need support, you need help. That's why music is so important to me.